Telecommunication of Rural America by Dan McWilliams is a 10-foot by 6-foot mural painted in oils in 2008. It is located inside the LaRue Telephone Company in Stella, Missouri. McWilliams weaves the history of communication in Stella with the history of the community. A variety of scenes spanning over 100 years of the community's history are depicted and fade into each other across the mural. Starting in the upper left corner of the mural, an Osage hunting party is camped along Indian Creek, where Stella would someday be founded. A blue sky disappears behind dense green trees. In front of the tree line and along the creek bank are several brown teepees. The Osage people historically lived in permanent villages, but like many other closely related Plains tribes, they would use teepees during hunting season. Several canoes can be seen in the creek's waters. In front of the water is a group of Osage on the right communicating with 3 white settlers on the left. 3 of the Osage in the back hold lances decorated with feathers, while an older man, seen central in the group, wears a traditional red roach-style headdress. The white men are dressed in coonskin caps and buckskin jackets with fringe on the sleeves. The 2 on the right have full brown beards, and the one farthest right offers up a rifle in both hands as a gesture of communicating a trade. After Missouri became a state in 1821, settlers from the east began moving westward, attracted by the fertile soil and rich natural resources. As a result, the indigenous people who once inhabited this land were forced to leave and resettle in Indian Territory by the Indian Removal Act of 1830. To the right of this scene, a stagecoach in shadow comes over a hillside pulled by 6 horses. At that time, the only means of communication for the white settlers with the outside world was by mail that had to travel by stagecoach, steamboat, and rail. Looking below the Osage encampment, men have gathered watching a horse lunge forward in a high-speed run. The brim of the rider's brown hat is blown back from the speed. This represents the arrival of the Pony Express, which started in April 1860. As Western expansion grew across the United States, a letter could take months to go from the east to the west coast. The Pony Express used relays of horse-mounted riders between Missouri and California, which cut the time for a letter to go from the east to the west to 10 days. Moving to the right of the shadowed stagecoach, there is a portrait of Stella Eagle. She is shown from the shoulders up wearing a dark purple dress with a pleated front adorned with a jeweled brooch across the collar. Her face is in a 3/4 profile to the left, and she wears a purple bow hair ribbon in her short brown hair. Early settler Moses Eagle arrived in the area with his family in 1844. It was upon his homestead that the town's first post office was established. He named the community after his granddaughter, Stella Eagle. Below Stella Eagle and the stagecoach, a large crowd, dressed in Edwardian-style clothing, is gathered at the park during one of the many 4th of July celebrations held in the community. An American flag hangs central over the crowd, and a tented booth is set up on the left. In front of the crowd, a white wooden footbridge crosses over a stream of blue water. This bridge connected the park to the town. The park is located on the banks of Indian Creek, on land that was part of the original Eagle family homestead. It is in this peaceful park that generations of local families gathered for celebrations and to exchange news. Moving to the left and down, 2 men, dressed in dark suits and vests, sit leaning over tables with telegraph equipment in front of them. They work to send and receive messages through telegraphs, another advance in communication that helps connect settlers in areas like Stella to the rest of the world. In the background of the pair are faint brush marks that make the wires and wood poles of the telegraph line. In October of 1861, the first transcontinental telegraph constructed by the Western Union Telegraph Company between St. Joseph, Missouri, and Sacramento, California, connected the existing telegraph network in the eastern United States to the west coast. Small communities like Stella now had almost instantaneous communication with the rest of the nation. Moving down the mural's lower left corner, we see Alexander Graham Bell, the man credited with inventing the telephone, from mid-chest up, sitting profile facing the mural's right. His hair, mutton chop beard, and mustache are all brown, and he is dressed in a black coat and tie, paired with a white shirt. In his hands, he is holding an early liquid transmitter telephone with a black trumpet-shaped mouthpiece held up to his mouth, its body attached by metal mechanisms to a dark base. A wire runs from the back of the device to a wood pole that rises up behind the telegraph operators. This shows the advancement of communication once again. The use of phones spread quickly through the United States, reaching Stella in 1899. Back at the top of the mural and to the right of Stella Eagle is the Linst Carter merchandise store set against a bright blue sky. It is a white rectangular two-story building with wood siding, a gabled roof, and a narrow parapet. On the second floor of the building, there are 2 windows on the front and 3 windows on the side. The lower story is a storefront. On the long left side of the building, dark red letters read Lints and Carter General Merchandise. The front of the building has a recessed entryway with large windows on either side. An awning covers the raised porch of the building with 2 steps leading down to a dirt road in front. In front of the store, a man sits in a wagon pulled by a single horse. Above are multiple wires connected to tall wood poles with blackbirds landing and roosting on the wires. In addition to being an outlet for essential wares and groceries, the store was the location where locals would congregate for social gatherings and share news. One important meeting that took place inside the Linst Carter merchandise store was on August 31st, 1899, when the first telephone in the village was installed there. Moving down, a man with graying black hair stands profile in front of a brown wooden wall telephone. He wears a red-brown, short-sleeved shirt and glasses. He holds the handset to his left ear, blocked from the viewer, and is leaning forward, speaking into the attached mouthpiece. This image is layered over the Linst Carter merchandise store. Over the mouthpiece, an attached box has 2 round brass gongs attached on the front's top. Below the black cylinder-shaped mouthpiece is a second box with a sloped lid. Around the man, a curious crowd has gathered. Behind him is a man in blue overalls and a white long-sleeved shirt, and to the left, a young boy in a short-sleeved green shirt. Both have brown hair and curious expressions on their faces. Directly below the man placing the call are 2 young girls, faces upturned. They wear white and have long black hair. The girl on the left has braided pigtails tied with blue bows, while the girl on the right has a single braid down her back tied with a red bow. To the right of the girls stands another figure, back to the viewer, with short black hair, wearing a white long-sleeved shirt and blue overalls. Moving right, we see 3 telephone poles silhouetted against a clear blue sky laden with lines stretching between them. A lineman is working on the far right pole, high above the ground. To the right of the July 4th gathering is a woman sitting at a table with a red and white checked tablecloth speaking into a 1920s model candlestick-style telephone. Her hair, gray at the sides, is swept back from her face as she looks to the right. She wears glasses and a long-sleeved white blouse. She holds the phone on the table with her left hand angling its round, cone-shaped mouthpiece in front of her mouth, while her right hand holds the cylinder-style handset up to her right ear. The phone has a round base with a cylinder rising vertically from it. A cord from the base connects the handset to the device. This was the first type of phone to reach ordinary homes and businesses, and was common from the late 1890s to the 1930s. By this era, phone service was growing in Stella as it reached businesses and homes. At the bottom center of the mural, to the right of Alexander Graham Bell, is a house with white wood siding. A central door and windows on either side are topped by white and black striped awnings. The home is surrounded by trees and has a lush green lawn. In the doorway stands a figure in a blue short-sleeved shirt and purple pants. Down the door's 2 steps and along the connecting sidewalk, a brown dog sits and a child rides a tricycle towards the house. At the end of the sidewalk, a man and woman with a second child stand near the street. To their right is Stella's first public phone booth. It is a bright red rectangular structure with a pyramid-shaped roof and glass windows on 3 sides of the top half of the booth. This house is the Milliken family home where the LaRue Telephone Company, owned by Leon and Ruth Milliken, was housed in the home's back room from 1962 to 1969. While automated switching was becoming more common, small rural areas like Stella still relied on switchboards. To the right of the Milliken house is a tall brown vertical panel containing an array of round metal jacks, plugs, and switches, which make up the switchboard. Seated in a black chair in front of the panel is an older woman. Her hands are resting on the desk between her and the plugs, and a pencil is poised in her right hand. She wears glasses and a bright blue short-sleeved shirt over a white top. Resting over her short, curly, dark hair is a black headset, its microphone extending down in front of her mouth from a curved arm connected to the earpiece over her left ear. This is switchboard operator Zella Mae Ralston, who worked for the local phone company for 24 years. When the caller wanted to place a call, they picked up their phone and waited for her to answer and connect them to the person they requested to call. Behind Ralston is Leon Milliken sharing the desk. He is standing, dressed in black trousers and a white shirt, with the right sleeve turned up at the cuff. He holds the receiver of a 1960s rotary dial beige-colored desk phone in his right hand up to his left ear. He's facing the viewer, but his gaze is toward the mural's left. To the right of Leon is his wife, Ruth, with a big smile. She has short, wavy, dark hair and wears glasses, dangly earrings, and a dark blouse. While Leon acted as lineman, brush cutter, repairman, and supervisor for the company, Ruth filled the roles from switchboard operator to bookkeeper while raising their 4 young children. The LaRue Telephone Company got its name by using the first 2 letters in Leon and Ruth's name to form LaRue. Moving to the right of Ruth are the 4 adult Milliken children who grew up thinking that having a phone company in the back room of their home was normal. The 3 brothers are lined up while their sister stands in front of them in the center. Working from left to right, Bob is dressed in a black suit, white shirt, and a blue, black, and white patterned tie. Rick dressed in a white shirt with his hands on his little sister Vicky's shoulders. Jim in a black suit with white shirt and dark tie. All 3 sons wear glasses on their faces. Vicky is dressed in a V-neck purple blouse. By the time this mural was painted, the siblings were co-partner owners of LaRue Telephone Company. Under their leadership, LaRue Telephone Company and Stella entered the modern communication age. Below the 4 siblings is a longtime LaRue Telephone Company employee, Carolyn Dyer, sitting at a desk with a 1990s bulky CRT-style desktop computer monitor and keyboard on her left. She's dressed in a long-sleeve, dark blue outfit with a smile on her face. She wears glasses and has short, curled, dark hair. LaRue Telephone Company brought the internet to the homes in their rural area. Just below Dyer in the lower right-hand corner of the mural, and in large-scale proportions, is a Motorola Razr flip-style cell phone. Its sleek design and bright screen represent just how far telecommunications had come in the tiny village of Stella. Last, in the upper right-hand corner, the mural comes full circle as the sparkling blue waters of Indian Creek cut through the lush green trees along its banks that still cradle the little village of Stella.